Right now, a decision on the Jacob Blake shooting case could come out of Kenosha as soon as this morning. How the city's preparing for what's next.
Plus, helping your neighbors. A new year bringing some big challenges for the Salvation Army. Ways you can help besides donating money.
And we're dealing with a little bit of freezing fog this morning, but there is a possibility for some sunshine today. All of the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us on this Tuesday, January 5th. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. The U.S. has once again hit a record number of current COVID-19 hospitalizations. The COVID Tracking Project says right now more than 128,000 people are hospitalized with the virus. That beats the previous record set Sunday by more than 3,000 patients. It's also the 34th consecutive day that more than 100,000 people are in the hospital with the virus. Every 33 seconds last week, someone in the U.S. died from the virus. A CNN analysis of Johns Hopkins University data shows more than 18,000 deaths were reported from December 28th to January 3rd. That's an average of more than 2,600 deaths per day. The month of December was the nation's deadliest month of the pandemic.
Our country is on track to record 500,000 COVID-related deaths by the end of the month. That's according to the latest from Washington University. This new prediction comes just days after the U.S. hit 350,000 deaths, and it means we can expect 150,000 more deaths over the next 4 weeks. Here in Wisconsin, health officials confirmed 1,500 new COVID cases and 13 new deaths in the last day. That means the state is less than 40 deaths away from hitting the 5,000 mark. The 7-day average for daily cases in the state up a bit at 2,200. 51 people have been hospitalized in the past 24 hours.
One brand of COVID test might be giving people a false sense of their status. The Food and Drug Administration says the test by Curative Labs can return false negatives. This test is a mouth swab, not the common nasal swab. The FDA advised healthcare providers of the potential for wrong results if the test isn't administered correctly. The agency suggests retesting anyone who might have gotten an inaccurate result from the test in the past 2 weeks. The company's CEO says it's working with the FDA but stands by its data. What prompted the warning by the FDA has not been released.
The signs of domestic violence can be hard to spot, even more so during the pandemic. The executive director of Domestic Abuse Intervention Services in Madison says calls to their helpline have been up this year. She says abuse thrives in secrecy, and when we're all isolated, the warning signs can be harder to miss. That's why it's so important to stay connected and in tune with your loved ones. It's a message echoed by Satiana Ewers-Kubli, the daughter of a woman police say was shot and killed by a man she was dating in the town of Sun Prairie last week.
Everything that we should have noticed, we kind of just brushed off. And I feel like that's the case with a lot of situations like this. So she always wanted to help people. So if we can talk about this and we can spread a message and help one person, then we've done our job.
I'm really concerned actually going into the new year. I've been having a lot of sleepless nights. Because it's not just the pandemic, it's not just the isolation and the fact that people are trapped at home, but it's really the economic strain that people are under.
We have more information on victim services and what you can do to help up on channel3000.com.
For the Salvation Army of Dane County, the new year comes with some added challenges to help more people.
We can't fail. Families and single women are counting on us.
Demand is up at Madison's only single women's and emergency family shelters, which are run by the Salvation Army. On top of that, donations are down. The annual Red Kettle campaign is the big fundraiser for the Salvation Army. This year, though, they fell short of their goal. Final numbers are still coming in, but right now the nonprofit is $40,000 short of its $500,000 goal. Director of Operations Steve Heck says that's okay, but he's now counting on continued generosity from his community year-round.
Obviously, we're 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So whenever you have a little extra, if you can send it our way, we'll obviously make very good use of it and appreciative of it.
There are a lot of ways that you can give. You can donate money. You can do that right on the Salvation Army's website. You can also do it by texting DANE to 24365 or mail a check. You can donate used clothes or furniture as well. You can even schedule a time for the Salvation Army to come to your place and pick it up. You can send the Salvation Army your unused miles, airline miles. You could sponsor a child overseas or get your office involved through a corporate sponsorship. 6:04 right now. Let's check in with Hattie McLean on your first WARN forecast. Good morning, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris. Well, it's been a little cold around here for the last couple of weeks, and the lakes are now officially frozen. Officially, Lake Mendota was declared ice on January 3rd. Monona, ice on December 29th. Now, of course, we don't know when they'll open up, but the median date that they open is late March or early April. Take a look, though. Keep in mind, just because ice is on does not mean it's safe. There needs to be at least 4 inches of ice thickness for you to safely ice fish on a lake, and more than that if you're going to go out with a snowmobile or an ATV or especially a car or truck. So even though it's ice on, does not necessarily mean it's safe to be on the lakes just yet. If you're itching to get outside for winter sports, we do have plenty of snow on the ground, though. Take a look at the snow depth map across southern Wisconsin. Most of the area in that blue shaded color, that darker blue, indicating that there are at least 6 inches of snow on the ground right now. As you head towards the Janesville and Monroe areas, closer to a foot of snow on the ground. So good snow depth right now. Temperatures will be a little bit above normal, but not expecting a lot of that snowpack to melt. There is some fog in southwestern Wisconsin and across parts of south central Wisconsin this morning, but that dense fog advisory continues until 10 o'clock for the southwestern corner of the viewing area. Take a look at visibility, still 0 in the Dells. Visibility's been a 1/4 mile in Platteville and Mineral Point all morning. It's now down to a 1/4 mile at the airport in Madison as well. Temperatures are below freezing in most spots where skies are clear. It is exceptionally cold this morning. 11 in Boscobel, 13 in Lone Rock and Prairie du Chien, 15 in the Dells. Madison's at 24 degrees. Janesville, though, still 32 with some cloud cover. Take a look at your future track forecast model, and you'll see that there may be some breaks in the clouds developing later on today, especially to the west and maybe northwest of Madison. There could be some sunshine today. The sunshine is not likely going to last all day, though, and areas east of Madison are likely going to keep the clouds. Temperatures will climb into the low 30s today. We're dropping back into the teens tonight. Overall, the next 10 days look pretty quiet. You're not going to need your sunglasses very much, but you won't need the shovel either.
Some good news there. Hattie, thank you very much. 6:07 now. Protests are starting back up in Kenosha as a decision in the Jacob Blake shooting case could come as soon as this morning. Police were called the day of the shooting back in August by the mother of Blake's children. She had previously filed a complaint that led to felony domestic abuse charges against Blake. Officer Rustin Shesky's attorney says Blake was armed with a knife and was attempting a kidnapping, and that Shesky knew Blake was wanted by police. Shesky shot Blake 7 times in the back, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down.
He tried to kill my son. He didn't try to take my son down. He tried to kill my son and could have killed my grandchildren.
Blake's father says he wants Shesky charged with attempted murder. The Blake family says they don't want any violence during future demonstrations. So far, there hasn't been any unrest.
I'm Josh Breiter. Developing right now, the Kenosha City Council is preparing for any demonstrations that may come of the charging decision for Officer Shesky. The city tweeting a release overnight saying the council is giving the mayor authority to declare a state of emergency once a decision has been made in the case. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Department is declaring a state of emergency already this morning ahead of that decision. Governor Evers has already announced around 500 Wisconsin National Guard troops are heading to Kenosha as well. In a statement, the governor writing, "We are continuing to work with our local partners in the Kenosha area to ensure they have the state support they need. Our members of the National Guard will be on hand to support local first responders, ensure Kenosans are able to assemble safely, and to protect critical infrastructure as necessary."
The National Guard will also deploy in Washington, D.C. this week ahead of potential protests. Pro-Trump rallies are planned during a busy political week. D.C.'s mayor says she wants the help because some protests last year resulted in criminal activity. The Guard will focus on crowd management and traffic control to free up police in case violence arises.
6:09 now. President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris are planning a very different-looking inauguration this year. The festivities will kick off 2 days before their swearing in on January 18th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There will be service events all over the country, most of them virtual. The focus will be on COVID-19 relief, everything from poverty, hunger, and homelessness to racial injustice, mental health issues, and education disparities.
Well, the balance of power in Washington will be decided today today in Georgia. Voters head to the polls for twin runoff elections with control of the U.S. Senate at stake. Two runoff elections will decide which party controls the narrowly divided chamber. Republicans need one victory to keep control, while Democrats can split the Senate if they win both. The state turned blue for Joe Biden in November. Yesterday, Biden urged Georgians to rally behind Democrats, and President Trump also held rallies for the Republican candidates. More than 3 million Georgians have already voted early.
We've got our own election coming up here in Madison. We're just about a month away now from the city's spring primary election on February 16th. It's one of only 2 times you'll be asked to cast your ballot this year. The second, the spring general, will be April 6th. You might have a little election fatigue coming off the year we just had, but the city clerk's office is asking you to participate with a reminder that local elections have a significant impact on your daily life.
6:10 right now. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic maps on this Tuesday morning. Pretty quiet out there other than a little patchy fog. Depending on where you are right now, you might encounter those spots where you need to slow down this morning across southern Wisconsin. We're looking A-OK, no major delays out there. Just one issue near Sun Prairie this morning, 151. There's a shoulder blocked near Reiner Road exit, not having any significant impacts on the travel right now, but we do have a couple of brake lights popping up in and around the downtown area. But the Beltline interstate, you're moving along around those posted speeds. That's your first warn traffic.
6:11 now coming up. A warning from the FDA on when you should get your second shot of the COVID vaccine.
And later, a new way to combat human trafficking. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
To count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Lifestyle starts with a great night's sleep. Shop Steinhoffel's New Year New Mattress Sale and find all the best brands at the guaranteed lowest prices. Plus, with Steinhoffel's special 60-month financing and free delivery, buying a new mattress has never been easier. So make the change to a healthier lifestyle and get a great night's sleep with a new mattress from Steinhoffel's and Steinhoffels.com.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Your parents spent years taking care of you, but as the years go by, it becomes your turn to take care of them. This might mean trusting a nursing home, which promises to care for them as cherished loved ones. But if the nursing home you've chosen is not keeping their promise, we can help. If your parents have been injured in a nursing home, call Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
At American Family Insurance, we've always protected more than what you drive. We've protected and supported the dreams that drive you. Right now, that means extending our 10% savings on auto premium for all current and new auto customers through March, so you can get a little closer to your dream. Whether your dream is discovering new roads and new limits, or supporting that dream. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
A new strain of the coronavirus, first detected in South Africa, is posing a threat to ending the pandemic. Scientists warn that the new strain may not be stopped by current vaccines. AstraZeneca vaccine developers say it's unlikely the new strain will make vaccines completely ineffective, but they may need to adjust the vaccine formula to be effective against this strain. They say they're not certain that it won't work, but are preparing for if it doesn't. The state of New York has confirmed its first case of the new, more contagious variant of coronavirus, the one that was initially discovered in the UK. An employee at this jewelry store here tested positive. The strain, which has also been found in California, Florida, and Colorado, is thought to be more transmissible, but doesn't appear to make people more ill or increase the risk of death. Researchers do believe the vaccines will provide protections against this new variant.
A new vaccine warning from the FDA to health officials this morning: stick to the schedule. The second round of shots is now going out to the first folks to get their vaccine. The FDA advising doctors to stay with the recommended plan for vaccinating patients. For folks getting the Pfizer vaccine, that's 2 shots, 21 days apart. The Moderna vaccine, 28 days apart. NPR reports this warning is coming after suggestions that more people could be vaccinated if they stretched doses and the waiting period in between them. The FDA says those suggestions are premature and aren't rooted in available evidence. Moderna, meanwhile, is increasing the number of vaccines it plans to make available by the end of 2021. The company says it will have 600 million doses made by year's end, enough to vaccinate around 300 million people. But their end goal is actually to produce 1 billion. So far, the company has handed out 18 million vaccine doses across the country.
Johnson & Johnson says its vaccine trial is still on track. The company says it should have enough data soon to determine if its Janssen vaccine is safe and provides protection against the virus. The Janssen vaccine is a single-dose shot, unlike those made by Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech. Johnson & Johnson is aiming to have its data, quote, toward the end of January. It hopes to submit an emergency use authorization application to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in February.
The Milwaukee area pharmacist accused of intentionally spoiling more than 500 doses of the vaccine has a $10,000 bond this morning. 46-year-old Stephen Brandberg is accused of taking the vaccine box out of a refrigerator at the Aurora Medical Center in Grafton and then leaving it out for 12 hours, rendering it useless. Brandenburg told investigators he believed the vaccine wasn't safe and could change a person's DNA, which of course isn't true. He's now facing charges of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, adulterating a prescription drug, and criminal damage to property. 6:17 now. Hattie is here with our first WARN forecast, but of a cloudy forecast in store all week, really, Hattie.
Yeah, a lot of clouds in the forecast, that is to be certain. There is a chance for some sunshine, though, a little bit later on today. Let's take a look at our almanac for the day. We're at least a little bit above normal today. Forecast high is 32, normal high is 26, so we're a little bit above that. Sunsets 4:37. We're gaining a minute or 2 each day at the end of the day. Visibility, though, still looking pretty low in some spots this morning. From the Dells down to Platteville, there's some pretty thick fog this morning. East side of Madison also dealing with some fog right now. Visibility down to a quarter of a mile at the airport. No dense fog advisories for Dane County, but there are advisories for southwestern Wisconsin this morning until 10 o'clock. Here's a look at our temperatures. Keep in mind, once again, we're dealing with temps below freezing in most spots, so there could be some slippery spots on the roads. Camp Douglas is down to 9 degrees this morning. Black River Falls is at 4. Prairie du Chien is 14. We're 24 here in Madison. The warm spot is still Janesville at 32. Those clouds in Janesville keeping those temperatures up. Take a look at the clearing line that's working its way slowly through south central Wisconsin. It hasn't made much eastward progress over the last couple of hours, and areas east of Madison are likely to keep the clouds through the day today. Here's a look at your bus stop forecast. There may be some sunshine, though, especially to the west. Temperatures climb to a high of 32 today.
All right, Addie, thank you. Developing this morning at 6:18, Madison police are looking for a car that could be connected to a shooting last night. It happened just after 9 on Owl Creek Drive near Marsh Road. At the scene, police say they found multiple shell casings. Witnesses tell officers they saw a person shooting out the window of a red 4-door SUV. There's no information on what that person looks like, but that investigation is ongoing this morning. If you have any information, you're asked to call Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
The U.S. government has a new website. It has resources for victims of human trafficking. It's part of President Trump's action plan to combat these types of crimes. He signed it back in October. The interagency effort includes funding opportunities, victim outreach, public awareness, and education. According to the Trump administration, 5,000 human traffickers were arrested in the last 3 years. Human trafficking is a global problem, a big one, and at any given time, nearly 25 million people worldwide are victims.
Despite what you might have seen in your social media feeds yesterday, actress Tanya Roberts has not died. Her publicist says her longtime partner was notified by the hospital that she's actually in critical condition. On Sunday night, Lance O'Brien told Roberts' publicist he was at her bedside and he said goodbye to her. O'Brien says he was so distraught he left the hospital thinking it would be the last time he saw Roberts. Roberts has been in the hospital since December 24th, though it's not clear why. She is best known for her roles in the James Bond film A View to Kill and That 70s Show.
6:20 right now, still ahead for us. If you're hoping to once again travel in the new year, we'll let you know of a big sale you might want to take advantage of.
And coming up in our next half hour, UW-Madison handing out its first doses of the COVID vaccine. We'll tell you who's first in line on campus. Stay with us.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
This is the big one, folks. The Brothers Maine Everything's on Sale sale. Right now, you'll get everything from Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana with blowout savings, like a Maytag washer for $3.99 and a Maytag dryer for just $3.99. And you'll always get more from the More store, like our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. The Everything's on Sale sale, with more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction on everything. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
If we spend a third of our life sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the New Year's Super Sale, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Score free shipping and check out the Summit Firm for only $199.99. Save up to $200 on Rejuvenate Power Bases. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate, plus 5 years no interest financing. But hurry, the New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Now through January 7th, join Planet Fitness for no enrollment. $10 a month, no commitment. 2020 is over. Start 2021 with tons of ways to get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. And spread out while you work out with cardio distancing and our new crowd meter. Plus, use our app to get moving anywhere. Your fitness is essential, so kick things off with the year's best deal. Join for no enrollment, $10 a month, no commitment. Deal ends January 7th.
5 Madison area locations. Sign up for $10 a month. Stop in today.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now. Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Watch News 3 Now First Warn Weather so you always know what's headed our way.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
6:23 now. We're always asking you to share your morning with us, and our viewer Gwen sure knows me well. She sent in this lovely farm photo, just a beautiful shot of her morning. We so appreciate it. Gwen, thanks for sharing. What does your morning look like? Make sure you share your pictures on social media and use the hashtag MyNews3Mornings. We can find them and share them right here on the program.
Well, 2021 hopefully means a return to traveling vacations. Southwest Airlines wants to help make it happen with a new 4-day sale. You can snag a flight for a getaway between March and April for as low as $29 one way. What? You've got between now and Thursday to get booking. Whether it is hitting the slopes or sitting in the sand, Southwest hopes this bargain buy will keep the ball rolling after the busier than expected holiday travel season, especially considering how much airlines have been struggling during the pandemic because of the huge drop in air travel. TSA says it was down 61% last year. Now, guys, I know I'm looking forward to traveling once again. I still have the credits available from when I had to cancel my spring break last year, so I've got that on tap. I have all of these plans, and I can't wait to start traveling again, Chris.
Oh, I can't wait to get to a beach. Oh, I need a beach so bad right now. It's like when we were looking back on New Year's, my family and I were all talking, and we were looking back on the year. Like we didn't take a single vacation, and that was the first time in a very long time we didn't have like an actual vacation. So we are definitely due. Leah, you were longing to go somewhere cold, which
Alaska.
I don't get.
Alaska, baby. You know how many national parks are in Alaska? 17.
Yeah, that's true.
So much camping to be done, guys.
That's very true. It's very true. Hattie, we have enough cold weather around here to satisfy Leah's needs, right? Don't we?
I know. Keep in mind, Leah, there's not a lot of daylight in Alaska right now. So just if you're planning a trip, keep that in mind. We don't have a lot of daylight here either. Not able to see much from our WICTV Sky camera, but we can see more than we did yesterday. Fog is not an issue here on the west side of town. Quarter-mile visibility, though, at the airport on the east side of town. Still some fog in southwestern Wisconsin as well.
All right. Thanks, Hattie. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. Spending your day indoors or out, it's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate First Warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source.
A new decision overnight that will impact the kind of response we could see in Kenosha once a decision is made in the Jacob Blake shooting.
And giving season isn't just during the holidays. How you can help your neighbors make it through the rest of the winter and the pandemic.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. A big story we are watching this morning is the preparation for a decision on whether to charge the officer who shot Jacob Blake, which could come any day now. Barricades are back up at the county courthouse this morning, and the National Guard is on standby. Officer Roman Shesky shot Blake in the back 7 times in August. Video of the shooting went viral and prompted mass protests downtown. In anticipation that the decision could prompt more of the same reaction, the City Council has been considering its options, and Josh Sprider has been tracking those decisions. Josh?
Good morning. Breaking overnight, the city's mayor will be allowed to declare an emergency after the DA makes his decision. The City Council unanimously voting to grant him the emergency powers overnight. It will give him broad authority to intervene during protests. As of right now, the extent of those powers haven't been specified, but it could include a curfew like what we saw imposed after Shesky shot Blake.
Governor Evers has declared a state of emergency ahead of that decision and is mobilizing 500 National Guard troops this morning. He says it's to ensure law enforcement has the support they need so people can protest safely. But Jacob Blake's family thinks it means something different. When asked if he thinks it's a sign the DA has already made his decision, this was Blake's father's response.
You think about it. Think about how it looks. What is the National Guard for? They're going to deliver mail? They got ice cream cones? What do you think they're here for?
The family has been renewing calls for justice as the city waits on the DA's decision. At a press conference last night, community leaders urged people who plan to come to Kenosha to do so peacefully. Organizers say they don't support or tolerate any violence or property damage.
To our coronavirus headlines now. The second doses of COVID vaccines are going into the arms of people across the country. But the vaccine rollout isn't meeting the government's goals still, and Wisconsin is one of the farthest behind. CDC data shows the state is 10th lowest out of 12 states in the Midwest when it comes to getting a first dose out to residents per capita. The most recent state data shows about 60% of the allocated vaccines have been shipped. A third of those have been administered. A DHS spokesperson told the Journal Sentinel they are working with healthcare systems and local health departments to get the vaccines delivered. Health officials are expected to discuss who should get the vaccines in the state's next phase at a meeting today. Some UW-Madison employees could get vaccinated as soon as today, according to the State Journal. The university has received about 1,000 doses of Moderna's vaccine and plans to get another 1,000 doses next week. Chancellor Rebecca Blank says it should cover the number of students and employees who have priority for the shots. This includes healthcare workers and employees who have direct contact with COVID patients or the virus. The general campus population won't be able to get vaccinated for a few more months. And here's a look at where we're sitting at in Wisconsin this morning. We added about 1,500 new cases yesterday. 26,000 people have active cases this morning. 1 in 5 hospital beds are currently available.
Wisconsin could be getting some much-needed relief by the end of the week. The state legislature is back in session, and Speaker Robin Vos says lawmakers could pass a COVID relief bill as soon as Friday. Vos says the bill is bipartisan, but he says Governor Evers stopped negotiating in December. Republicans won't need Democrats in either house to approve the bills, but they don't have enough to override a potential veto from the governor, so some negotiation could be necessary. Governor Evers has shared his own proposals, including up to $100 million for public health expenses. And you'll soon be able to walk through the Capitol building again. The legislature has passed a joint resolution reopening the building to the public. Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu says it's to ensure people have open and easy access to their representative. The Capitol has been closed since March because of the pandemic.
A fast casual food chain thinks it has a way to help you stick to your New Year's resolution, if that's to lose some weight or eat healthier. Maybe you're trying a new diet. So Chipotle has launched a new limited-time rice alternative. It's cilantro, lime, cauliflower rice. The company says it has 4 net carbs per serving, and it works with keto, Whole30, paleo, vegan, and vegetarian diets. It'll cost you an extra $2. Been seeing a lot more of these cauliflower products out there, Leah.
I cannot get over it. Cauliflower is like What did I call it earlier? Like a miracle drug. You can make anything out of cauliflower. Some are making houses out of cauliflower. Every single type of food you can name, you can now make out of cauliflower.
There you go. A starchless alternative to something that a potato or rice might have been used for in the past. Josh, you've tried something like this. How did you like it?
Yeah, I actually didn't mind it, and if you didn't know that it was cauliflower, you might not even have any idea. That's how similar it was for me. So I'm with Leah. A lot of these things that you can try, and it's going to be better for you in the long run. So I'm all for it, especially when we kick off these health kicks for the new year.
Yeah. Why not? All right, let's check in with Hattie McLean now here at 6:35 with a look at that forecast. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris. We're starting off on a pretty quiet note this morning. Now, fog is not quite as widespread as it was yesterday, but we're still dealing with a little bit of fog this morning. Take a look at the dense fog advisory. We are looking at southwestern Wisconsin with that dense fog advisory this morning until 10 o'clock, so a couple of hours yet. Visibility has been pretty low there, especially Platteville and Mineral Point. Quarter-mile visibility all morning. A little bit of improvement in Monroe, up to half a mile there. Still zero visibility in the Dells, and just a quarter of a mile at the airport here in Madison. Take a look at our temperatures. Where there is fog this morning, temperatures are well below the freezing point. So again, it is freezing fog. Temps are in the teens west of Dane County this morning, so much colder start. Our weather track showing you there is a clearing trend. So once the fog lifts, there could be some sunshine for especially western Wisconsin today. The sun is not going to last all day, and if you're east of Madison, unfortunately, you have less of a chance for some sunshine. The clouds are going to return tonight, and we're watching another storm system that will move through the central part of the United States, although latest forecast models are keeping this storm to our west. So our forecast is turning out pretty quiet as we go through the day on Wednesday. You can see that precipitation sliding through southwestern Minnesota, western Iowa, staying pretty far away from Wisconsin. Our forecast remains dry through the rest of the week. No storm systems headed in this direction. Here's a look at our temperatures today. We are going to climb back into the low 30s. Again, some sunshine is possible, especially west and north, although it's not going to be a long-lasting good amount of sunshine. Those clouds will return pretty quickly. Looking ahead for the rest of the week, well, we're definitely not going to need the sunglasses. We have a lot of clouds in the forecast, but quiet and relatively mild. Temperatures stay a little bit above normal for this time of the year.
Hey, yeah, we'll take that break from shoveling, Hattie. Thank you very much. 6:37 now. The Bucks hope to keep their winning streak going when they face the Pistons again tomorrow. Giannis helped keep the team ahead in last night's game, finishing with 43 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Bucks keep that perfect record and win this one 125-115. Tomorrow night's game starts at 7. If the Badgers make it to the show this year, they're going to be headed to Indiana. The NCAA says all games will be played near Indy. It hopes a centralized location will help keep it easier for players to be healthy and virus-free. Last year's tournament was canceled at the start of the pandemic. You might remember that. And that news is a sign of hope for struggling businesses in and around Indy. At least 4 downtown hotels will be used as bubble hotels, with each team getting their own floor. The boost could help some hotels get through the end of February, 2 of the slowest months under normal circumstances. If fans are allowed back in March, some of the hotels will open up by the last round of the tournament.
A new analysis shows minority-owned small businesses have been at the end of the line for Paycheck Protection Program loans. The Associated Press found that many minority owners didn't get a loan until the PPE's last few weeks. Many more white business owners got their loans earlier. The program ran from April to August and handed out more than 5 million loans. The latest package signed by the president does include another round of loans. It also sets $15 billion aside for community banks, minority-owned financial institutions, and non-bank lenders looking to get funding to underserved communities. The Salvation Army of Dane County, meantime, is working overtime right now to meet increased demand. As our Christina Laurie explains this morning, the nonprofit is counting on your generosity.
There are many reasons to be hopeful in 2021. Our healthcare heroes are getting vaccinated, and we're finally adjusting to this new normal. But for the Salvation Army of Dane County, this new normal means a lot more need.
We're planning on 2021 being another year that we just need more help.
Every day of the year, the Salvation Army is busy supporting our neighbors in need. But right now, that need has reached record levels. Shelters are at or near capacity, and more people are asking for help.
We just see our numbers going up every week with the increased need.
The Red Kettle campaign is the Salvation Army's main fundraiser. This year, donations were down, so the nonprofit is relying on community support year-round.
We can't fail. Families and single women are counting on us.
Here's how you can help. You can give money on the Salvation Army's website by texting DANE to 24365 or by mailing a check. You can donate used clothes or furniture and schedule a time for the Salvation Army to come pick them up. You could also donate unused miles, sponsor a child overseas, or create a corporate partnership. Every bit makes a difference.
Obviously, we're 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So whenever you have a little extra, if you can send it our way, we'll obviously make very good use of it and appreciative of it.
To show you how much our community is already stepping up to pitch in, Steve told me that the head of a local company called him the other day and offered to write a check for $5,000 since he had canceled his holiday party due to COVID. So he wrote the check and donated it here to the Salvation Army.
How generous. Thank you, Christina. A $5 donation, just $5 to the Salvation Army, is enough to pay for 2 meals at the shelter. $25 covers a one-night stay. Head to our website, channel3000.com, to find more ways to give back.
6:41 right now. Let's take a look at your First Warn traffic maps on this Tuesday morning. We don't have many problems out on the roadways so far. Just some patchy fog as we've been dealing with in recent days. We're getting used to that as we've been stuck in the clouds. Just that one entry ramp that's closed, Ryder Road near Sun Prairie this morning on 151. Keep that in mind. Rock County looking good. A couple of brake lights on 51 as you approach Janesville. There's your drive times heading into Madison and Dane County. We're moving at posted speeds. Let's take a live look outside. Starting to see just a little bit of daylight out there, but another foggy start for many across southern Wisconsin. Will that fog burn off, and are we going to see some sunshine today? Well, Hattie will have the details when News 3 Now this morning continues.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Keep your home neat and tidy with Storage Solutions from Menards. We have everything to organize your closet, kitchen, basement, bathroom, or garage. You name it, we've got it. Even storage to tidy up after the holidays. Stylish interior shelving units that keep your home clutter-free. Check. Sturdy options that stand up to your heavy-duty demands. Check. We've got so much storage, we don't know where to store it. Get organized and save big at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
When it comes to 2020, it's time to wipe the slate clean and get a fresh start now at Herzing University. Earn the degree you need for a lasting career. Herzing is accredited, transfer-friendly, and offers you the personal care and support so important during these times. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. A new year, a new career. You've got a clean slate.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Call or click today.
On the next Live at 4, we'll hear from a family nutritionist on how to eat your way to a healthy new year. And political expert Charles Franklin joins us with his thoughts on the Senate runoff election in Georgia.
Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
At Diamond Select, our on-site goldsmith can create a beautiful, one-of-a-kind piece. Whether it's repurposing an old ring or creating from a picture on the line, we're here to help you create jewelry of your dreams. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
A surprise party, a wedding proposal, an unexpected bonus at work. Some surprises are awesome, but this? Weather like this should never be a surprise. Not when you watch News 3 Now, where you get an accurate, reliable forecast, so you're never caught off guard by the weather. Need to get up early to shovel, add time to your commute, wear boots, rebook a flight? Let News 3 Now Firstborn Weather give you everything you need to know so you can plan your life.
Welcome back. Trending this morning. You know we're a sucker for a good animal video here on the show, and Josh shared this video that's getting lots of attention on Twitter this week. Take a peek at this little guy. A koala made a surprise appearance at a beach in Australia, just taking a stroll along some surfboards, saying hello to his fellow beachgoers. The guy's so cute, guys, I can hardly bear it. Come on. That was pretty good. Wow. Chris, see what you did
Okay, that took me a couple seconds to get.
It's early, Josh. It's early.
Oh, it is early, and I just don't expect the puns coming from you, Leah.
Hey, my puns are quality. Josh. There we go.
All right, you're cut off. You're cut off. That's good.
Oh, my.
And on a high note. That's great. Oh, Hattie, didn't that beach look amazing?
I'll see what she did back there, though. You get that one?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love the delay. That makes those puns even better this morning. Let's check the weather maps this morning. We're able to see a little bit on our Edgewater sky camera this morning. Skies have cleared here in Madison, so we have a nice view of the Capitol this morning. Take a look at satellite and radar combined. That's weather track. You'll see that southwestern Wisconsin is clear right now. May not be seeing the sunshine or the clear skies, though, because we are still dealing with some fog. Visibility is at 1/4 mile in Mineral Point and Platteville right now. It's also just 1/4 mile on the east side of town at the airport here in Madison. So there's some patchy fog. Be aware of that. Our dense fog advisory continues until 10 o'clock for those counties shaded in gray. That does include all of southwestern Wisconsin. We're still dealing with cold temperatures this morning below the freezing point, so it could be some slippery spots on the roads, especially in Platteville and Mineral Point with that thick fog this morning. Janesville, thanks to some cloud cover, is still at 32 degrees. Here's a look at our temperatures over the next 12 hours. We're going to top right around 32 later on this afternoon. Again, there may be some sunshine, especially to the west and north. It's not going to last all day, but at least we'll get to see a few peaks of sun. We are in quite a stretch of cloudy weather here in southern Wisconsin.
Thanks, Hattie. Coming up in the sprint, a new vaccine is closer to becoming available. This one only takes 1 dose when Johnson & Johnson says their shot will be ready.
But first, it is January 5th, and we want to say happy birthday to Lincoln and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for waking up early and celebrating with News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Hey, Tom.
Sheila. Hey, don't take losing the Anderson business personally.
I resigned it, Tom. I guess they didn't tell you about their opossum problem.
I thought it was pronounced possum.
Carrier has a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable this winter without burning your budget. With smart temperature management and remote access options, it's easier than ever to control your home's climate. And Carrier energy-efficient systems can help reduce utility bills without sacrificing comfort. For more complete comfort and greater peace of mind, turn to your Carrier expert.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
The
This is the big one, folks. The Brothers Maine Everything's on Sale sale. Get huge clearance prices on every brand in the store with 0% financing for up to 18 months. Only Maine delivers more satisfaction every day, like a risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee, giving you 100% confidence in your purchase. How's that for more? The Everything's on Sale sale with more selection, more savings, and more happy homes on everything now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
So, how's saving for the renovation going? All done. I will never understand how you do it.
Easy. She saves with BMO Harris. We give you a cash reward for every month you save.
So BMO will give me cash for saving money?
You bet.
Can the subject hold position 2, please?
How's this?
That's art.
I make saving look good.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. Get a $5 reward every month you save $200 or more in a new BMO Statement Savings account.
Accurate news as it happens.
We want to make sure our vaccination sites are ready.
Right here, where you live.
Nearly half of Dane County's total COVID deaths have come in the last month.
Information that you can use.
These case counts are still testing our public health system and straining our hospital system.
From the team you can trust.
So many generous people are willing to help us.
For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
We've always had villains to face.
Bad guys to take down. But you
are the most horrible of all.
We're not here because we have to be.
We're here because we've had enough of you.
Every single one of us is mortal.
But inside of us, we're all heroes.
So stand up with us. Stand up to fight.
Stand up to cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org to learn more.
Better? Free, safe therapeutic programs to address chronic pain.
Welcome back. 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
A decision whether to charge the Kenosha police officer who shot Jacob Blake could come any day now. Preparing for reaction to the news, barricades are back up at the county courthouse, and the National Guard is on standby. Officer Roman Chesky shot Blake in the back 7 times in August. Video of the shooting went viral and prompted mass protests downtown. In anticipation that that decision could prompt more of the same reaction, the City Council has been considering its options.
Breaking overnight out of Kenosha, the city's mayor will be allowed to declare an emergency after the DA makes his decision. The City Council unanimously voted to grant him the emergency powers overnight, giving him the broad authority to intervene during protests. As of right now, the extent of those powers haven't been specified, but it could include a curfew like what was imposed after Chesky shot Blake.
He shot him 7 times in his back, unjustifiably.
Jacob Blake's family has been renewing calls for justice as the city waits on the DA's decision. At a press conference, community leaders urged people who plan to come to Kenosha to do so peacefully. Organizers say they don't support or tolerate any violence or property damage. Kyle Rittenhouse is due back in court today. He's accused of shooting and killing 2 people and injuring another at protests following Blake's shooting. His lawyer had tried to get the court to dismiss 2 of the charges, but that request was denied. All of Rittenhouse's charges will officially be read to him today. He is expected to enter a plea.
New this morning, a woman involved in a car crash in Stoughton yesterday has died. Dane County Dispatch says the crash involved 3 or 4 cars on Highway 51 at Duntown Line Road. Investigators say one of the women involved tried to make a left turn when her car was hit by a pickup truck. The woman's car spun and was hit once again by an SUV. The woman died at a hospital. We now know the identities of the people found dead in an apparent murder-suicide in Sun Prairie. The Dane County Medical Examiner says 44-year-old Jessica Ewers died after being shot. Investigators say it appears the suspect, 45-year-old James Budworth, shot himself. Their bodies were found in a home just off of County Highway TT on December 28th.
Another vaccine could soon be available to us. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine trial is still on track, and the company thinks it could have enough data by the end of the month to determine if it's safe and effective. If the results are good, the company expects to submit an emergency use authorization application with the FDA in February. Unlike Pfizer or Moderna, this vaccine is a single-dose shot. Flags will fly at half staff here in Wisconsin today to honor former Supreme Court Chief Justice Shirley Abrahamson. She was the first person to serve on the court, first woman rather to serve on the court, and the first woman to be Chief Justice. She died in December at 87 years old. Private memorial services will be held today as well.
It's Election Day in Georgia for two races that could determine control of the U.S. Senate. Republicans Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue are up against Democrats Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff. The GOP will keep its Senate majority if just one of those candidates hold on to the seat. 3 million people have already voted. It's the final farewell for Jeopardy fans. The final episodes with host Alex Trebek are airing this week. He recorded 5 episodes before his death in early November. Trebek had been living with pancreatic cancer. The shows will run through Friday. The final one will feature a special tribute to Trebek. Ken Jennings will take over as host next week.
Former Badgers quarterback Jack Coan is headed to South Bend. He announced he's transferring to Notre Dame after entering the transfer portal last month. Coan had surgery in the fall after breaking his foot during practice, giving redshirt freshman Graham Mertz the opportunity to take over the position. The Badgers will play Notre Dame in Chicago on September 25th at Soldier Field. The Packers want to hear from you before the playoffs. Fans can send letters to Lambeau. They're looking for encouraging notes, drawings, and letters showing your support as the team gets ready for their game at Lambeau next weekend. Your letter could also get you a prize. 20 people will get either an autographed item, a Packers Pro Shop gift card, or a custom jersey. We'll have information on how to send those letters up on our website.
Final look at traffic at 6:55 this morning as you head out the door. Just some patchy fog to worry about, but nothing too much of an issue on the roadways this morning. We are starting to see some slowdowns on East Washington Avenue as you approach the downtown area, but Beltline and Interstate moving along just fine. There's your drive times as you head into the city. A few slowdowns on 151 approaching the Beltline, down to 6 minutes from Verona to the Beltline at this hour. John Nolan Drive looking good. That's your First Warn traffic.
And your First Warn weather still starts with some freezing fog across parts of southern Wisconsin. Some improvement in Monroe, but Platteville, Mineral Point, and Madison still dealing with quarter-mile visibility. Temperatures are chilly this morning as well. We're starting out in the teens. That dense fog advisory continues until 10 o'clock for southwestern Wisconsin. Here's a look at those temperatures early this morning. We aren't going to see them climb, though, back into the low 30s later on this afternoon.